In this video, we will adjust our plate and go over the settings required to do so and take a look at the elements provided. Let's open up the Canon RAW file, which is img_4237. It's a Canon RAW CR2 file. Adobe Camera Raw opens up. This is a good tool to adjust RAW files. On a first glance, we can see that the image is quite dark. Now, this can be due to the exposure not set properly on the camera when they shot it. But since this is a RAW file, we can recover data from it. Now head over to the lens corrections and enable that. RAW files hold in EXIF data, which can be used to identify the make and model of the camera and the lens, and can be used to treat and remove distortions caused by it. Then over to color and enable remove chromatic aberration. It is mostly seen in high contrast edges. The lower the better for us. Let me zoom into our image and take a look at the tree line and the snow behind it. It looks fairly decent for now. Let's zoom back out. In case we need it, that should be added back into the image at the final stage, preferably in compositing. I have the image the client asked us to match open on the side, so I can match to it. Now we need to match the levels in this image. For example, take a look at the values between the trees in the RAW file and the one client sent us. So to start with, let's select our camera RAW again and let's push our exposure up just slightly. Head over to the shadows section and bring that up. As you can see, we are starting to recover a lot of that information within the trees. Again, heading up and adjusting exposure, pushing the highlights down because they were getting too bright, pushing the shadows up again. Let's push the clarity up and again tweak the highlights. So taking a look at our histogram, we can see that nothing is getting clipped out, which is a good sign for us. And once we are happy, let's go and click on Open Object. There we have it. We have our adjusted plate. Now I'll be saving this off as a 16-bit TIFF file. Next, let's take a look at the elements we have been provided. I have Adobe Bridge open here and we can take a look at the images. Some are good shots, some are decent, and some are not that great. Now in a perfect world, we expect images to be great and work right out of the box, but this is not always the case. In many situations, we don't get enough data from the set, and this can be due to a wide variety of reasons. For example, say they had a very small shooting window. Now images are also not always great, and this is a good example for us to work from. Sometimes we can pull out good data from images which are okay to decent quality. We also want to learn about building a matte painting from a select few images. Another important thing to note is that in many productions, it is required to use only those images to which we have the rights to. Respecting digital copyrights and intellectual property is important. So in this video, we went over and adjusted our plate to what the client wanted and took a look at the elements. Now in the next one, let's set up our canvas and work on the left mountain.